Hi there, Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto, here at the auction, USS Yokohama. And people who subscribe to this channel always want me to shoot auction purchase videos, and we're at the auction here today. And just going to do a little walk around of this section here, show you some of the cars that we have. This section here is just basically of random cars, some of them sporty, some of them not. And so we'll take a look at what we have. E46 Alpina. Don't get the people in the video. We're actually not really supposed to be shooting videos here, but unless they ask you not to, it should be okay. A lot of people do anyway. It's a 1999. It's actually not an Alpina, it's just pretend. And that's sadly something that happens fairly often in Japan, is they'll put things like Alpina front lips on and Alpina badges. This one might even have some. And then just pretend. No badges, just the front lip. Bad condition Blitzen Legacy. Cool high-ace camper that looks to be in pretty terrible condition, but has the roof-mounted AC pop-up top. This one's locked. Some of the cars are locked and some of the cars are open. This one looks even worse inside. Don't look. LMs, BBS LMs. Eurovan. This one actually has some camper inside too. Pop-up top with the awning. That's cool. Hi-Ace with some really brilliant headlights there. That's clean and nice. It's funny because nowadays so many headlights are just slightly foggy, like something like this. So when you see something that's brand new like that, it really stands out. This one here is a Sunny truck. It's been here for a few weeks actually. We translated this auction sheet for somebody, and if you've been a subscriber to this channel for a while, you probably know that I have a love affair with the Sunny truck, and it is the next car that I intend to buy, but I don't have any money. We just bought a family van, and so have to wait until I save up more money. The Sunny truck is interesting because they sold these well into the 90s. 94 may have been the last year. And they used like a 1978 chassis. It's a B310 chassis, I think? No, B12. So the B12 Sunny chassis on a truck that is used until the 25 years or so. The round lights are aftermarket, or the original ones. This model would have had square lights. The round lights do look a lot better. The Watanabe wheels and the low stance is really cool. And part of the reason why I want to have this car is because I can put all of my work stuff in the back, tools and whatnot, and then just maybe get a canopy. I haven't found any canopies that work for this, and so if you know of a company that makes canopies for the Sunny truck, I'd really like to hear from you. You can get the bed in two different lengths, long and short. I don't know if this is long or short. I think this is the long one. The long one is 30 centimeters longer. Okay, so it's got a carbureted 1.1 liter engine, makes really good fuel economy, smells like gasoline as a proper carbureted engine will. Revs really smooth, it's really slow, but really great response. I believe they have no power steering. This one has been upgraded to a 1.3 liter actually. Let me just pop the hood. But the auction sheet says that the engine doesn't run properly. And that's probably why nobody wants to buy it. And speaking of nobody buying things, my personal car went up for auction today. And nobody bid on it. Only one person bid on it, and they only bid $10. So it didn't sell. I guess they were just looking for a car that had no reserve price. I've got that all on my personal channel, actually, so you can go log into my personal channel and take a look at that, and there's the story of my car being sold. Side draft carbs on there, it's aftermarket, and this one's a 1.3 liter, but the engine makes sounds. This one doesn't have the keys in it, but you can get the keys if you want for the cars. S13 Silvia with bright orange paint. It looks like somebody used to care about this car a lot, used it for drifting, and then stopped caring about it. So it's got cracks on it, faded paint, it's got some damage, but it still has lots of neat, cool things. It's cool that they two-toned the rims there. Got wide fenders on here, front and back. Actually, the front fenders are quite a bit wider than most fiberglass front fenders, so take a look at that. carbon fiber hood. Let's see. Wow, that's a big turbo for an S13. And spot welded on the frame rails, some rust inside here. Overall, it looks like the car used to be in better condition than it is in now. Something like this probably would only be used for drift nowadays. I don't think that the car is in good enough condition to be a street car. SLK, R32 Ford door. This one can be exported to the US. We've probably translated this sheet. Those are not actually GTR wheels, but they are the same design, and they were sold on the GTSTs. Interior looks average for the R32s. The R32s are popular because you can send them to the US right now. Most of them are not in good condition and need some things repaired pretty badly. Four doors are cool. I think the four doors are better than the two-door GTSTs. But of course the GTR wins over all of them. Winter tires on it, which is kind of weird for a sports car because winter tires perform very poorly. Monte Carlo. Really cool van that's been lowered. I actually like this more than I probably should. It's a Nissan Caravan Homie. It's cool to have an all-black van that's lowered on big rims and then for the van to be called Homie. Caravan limousine. And FJ, which is really lifted, big tires, really tough looking, but not a big fan of the FJ. I think that they really messed up the styling on this one. If they named this anything other than FJ, I'd like it. But the FJ is so iconic and has such unique styling, and this car really didn't get the styling. So they did have this extra vent here, which is a fake vent, and the headlights that are fairly narrow. That's almost the only styling cues that they took from the 40 series Land Cruiser. They're also not solid axle, they are independent front suspension, and the 40 series was a solid axle one. And you could get Land Cruisers in only solid axles. And so the fact that they have an SJ Cruiser, not solid axle, is actually a big deal. It may sound like I'm complaining about something that doesn't matter, but the Land Cruiser was a special car, and that kind of isn't. It's just like a show-off car, like something you would go buy groceries with, but you can't take off-road. Broken wheels on this car. And don't be one of those people who post in the comments saying, that's not a broken wheel, that's stance. Because people who stance their cars, I'm sorry to say, but that breaks your car. To 99.9% of the population, they're going to think that your car's broken. And let me just say about this, I think stuff like this is really cool, but you would never find me owning a car that has something like that, because I don't own cars that have that sort of thing. I will respect people who have done that to their car. I will not make fun of their car, unless it's this person. But for the most part, you know, I poke fun at it, but no. A car like that is fine. If you want to do that to your car, that's your choice. I like to see that. I like to see anything that's unique and special with the cars. It's just not my style. And I think that more and more people need to be able to do that, need to respect something that's not their style, and not say that it's terrible. C3 Corvette. Import here. These were never sold. Eclipse Spider. JZX 100 with some, actually this might be the cover photo. It's got some of the coolest offset wheels on the front ever. And so again, something like this is really cool, but not something that I want on any of my cars. And that's fine. Surprisingly small wheels on this R33 GTR. The R33 GTR brings up a kind of an interesting point. The internet loves to hate on that car. And the thing is, it's a really, really amazing car. A lot of people like the R32 and the R34s more than the R33s, but they don't really have good reason to not like that car. I know a lot of people say that it's big and it's heavy and it looks like a whale. That's fair enough. But the car is still really awesome. And just by the fact that somebody likes the R32 or the R34 more than the R33 doesn't mean that the R33 is a bad car. It's still a very capable, very fun to drive, cool looking car, and it doesn't get very much respect because people like the other versions of the car better. I'm walking here next to the security guard, so he might tell me not to take the videos. We're gonna see. I'm walking the line right now. R34 GTR wheels on a Mazda, my first time to see that. Mismatched wheels front and rear. Good wheels front and rear, but I'm not a big fan of the mismatched wheel look. Carbon fiber rear wing. Overall, cool looking car. Big fan of the looks of the RX-7, the FD. Very cool looking car. We don't sell an awful lot of them, and we kind of tell people not to buy them sometimes because they are less reliable than a piston engine, and you know, because of that, the prices are low. Something like that, I don't know. I didn't see the kilometers, but could be about 600,000 yen. Land Cruiser, a real one with the IFS. Not IFS, I'm sorry. Solid front axle is SFA. IFS is independent front suspension. Land Cruiser 100 series are awesome. 200 series are awesome. 80, 70, 60. 50s I've never seen in person. They're really rare. Euro Type R. A lot of people like these. I really like Hondas. People shouldn't bag on Hondas because they're awesome cars. I happen to own one now. And it's not only because I own one that I like them. Crown station wagon. We're at 12 minutes now and we're probably running out of time. Here's this car again. We've already kind of seen all of these cars. I'm gonna go down here. Do you want to be on the video?
Sure.
Hello.
Hi. Eric visitor.
Yeah. So I only come to the auction here when there's somebody who wants to come to the auction with me. Otherwise, I really don't have the time to just mess around and take videos like this. But every time I come to the auction, everybody wants to see videos like this, and so I'm happy to oblige. We got 430 SL something? SLC? I don't know, old Mercedes. So Citroen 2CV, which is a very 1920s car. A coupe version of the Trudeau. A lot of people wonder how to pronounce Trudeau. I say Trudeau because that's how it's written in English. The Japanese pronunciation for this is not the same as I say it. And it's up to you whether you want to say it like a Japanese person or say it like an English person, but technically Trudeau is a Spanish word. So I don't know how people from Spain would say it. The Japanese pronunciation for Trudeau is like to, re, no, or tore no. This Jeep sold for 400,000 yen. Condition's not very good. But none of these Jeeps are in good condition. They're very 1940s like. But they are licensed from the US company that owns the Jeep, which is, I don't know who it was back then. The Jeep has gone through a couple of different owners. But they are similar to the CJ and in fact share many of the same parts, but they're diesel engines. This one here we're bidding on today, but it's not a real convertible. They basically just chopped up a Defender. Let me get it from the other side where you can actually see it. This is a Land Rover Defender 90, which is an expensive vehicle. They come with a Rover V8 4-liter engine. This one has been lifted up on aftermarket suspension and the top has been cut off. And the front bumper bars, all of this is stock. All of this is stock up to here, and then usually this attaches onto the roof at the top. But it has been custom cut and welded so that this bar continues on to the roll cage around the car, which is kind of interesting. Looks like a lot of high-end work has been put into the car, but still, you put the high-end work into this car, you're still lowering the value by chopping the roof off, because these cars in standard condition are worth more money. Even non-lifted, they're worth more money. It's got aftermarket seats, which is kind of good actually, because the original seats in the Defender are terrible seats. This looks really weird not having a pillar here. Probably easy to get into. Aftermarket seats. We don't know if we won this one yet. Defenders are cool, but you know, they're more of an image thing than anything else. They aren't good to drive. The brakes are bad, the steering is bad. Even with the 4-liter V8, they feel slow. They get terrible fuel economy, but they're really, really cool, and that's why people like them. The image is iconic, and they're tough off-road. They've got a stronger, like if you look underneath, they have a steel chassis. The whole body is aluminum, but the chassis is steel. Can we get in? Yes, we can. Going in the kindergarten bus. Actually, this is pretty nice in here. It's funny because my wife owns a small English school, and we've thought about getting a bus like this for her. We don't have, or she doesn't have as many students as you would need to get a bus this big, but certainly I can get the bus for a lot cheaper than anyone else can, so there's that. This says Bear Bus on it. Oh look, it is the Bear Bus. I don't think we can get much better than Bear Bus, and so we're going to have to end the video here. So hope you liked the video, and if you want more videos like this, you can post in the comment section, but still, I'll only visit the auction about once per month or so, and probably less when I'm really busy. And so there are other videos like this on the channel, and probably about 6 or 7 of them, and so you can check out my channel. I do try to put these ones into a playlist, and so you can check the playlist for Japan auction purchase vehicles. I don't even know how to search for that, and you probably can find the other videos that way. So that's going to be the end. Thanks a lot for watching, and have a good one.